and let us all do we can to build a better future.
All right. I want to address this segment by saying, all right, the video I'm going to be playing is from TYT, the Young Turks. I know. We've been very critical of that news organization, as well as their ongoing attacks towards progressives in the independent media community. But now they've been having some drama. So let's just rewind back the clocks just a little bit. I was a supporter of TYT way back in the day. But come after 2016, when they got that, shiny $20 million in Katzenberg cash, things began to fundamentally change at TYT. Or dare I say it, maybe the mask was finally off. They were riding high on Cloud 9. And of course, once they solidified their position of power, I guess somewhere along the line, they decided to dictate how and what the left should be. Now, through all of that, they've went after a lot of good people. They've also were instrumental in dismissing the March for Medicare for All, the Force to Vote, and the 3-day General Strike Summit. That was all happening in 2021. They've carried water for the Democratic establishment, Justice Democrats, brand new Congress, etc. And for that, TYT lost a lot of its more progressive audience. But now, recently, there was a conversation in regards towards the term of, I guess what Anna Kasparian had a problem with being called a pregnant person. But I just want to shine a light on this in regards towards this is how a network falls or eventually loses its relevance. But I understand where Anna was coming from. However, in always going on the attack and always overreacting, I don't want to say that this is a final nail, because it's not. It takes a lot for institutions to fall. It takes a lot for anything to really fall apart. But there was a video right now that's being shared on social media of TYT. He's at Jank and Anna saying that they're done working with the left, or more or less saying they're not going to be doing any collaborations, because now everyone that was once on their side seems to be turning against them. So I want to play this video for all of you. Let's pull it up here.
For one that I read. So I'll just say this. Okay, I love you, and it's okay. And if you disagree, it's okay. If you want to leave, that's okay. Okay. Thank you for being a member all this time. I appreciate it. But what you're, in my opinion, what your misunderstanding is, and what you have maybe you didn't see is, so all this kerfuffle starts with a simple tweet, and then at least half a dozen videos from other.
With TYT, it's never a simple tweet. I mean, come on. This is the same tweet that caused a huge overreaction and backlash to where people just start flaming and shooting at the flares and saying, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. I mean, come on. How could we ever forget when TYT systematically went after a lot of other independent media networks? I mean, you guys got a track record of doing some very shady things.
Other progressives or leftists online all attacking us and calling us all sorts of names. So maybe you don't see that, so you think like, well, what is Cenk so upset about, right? So they call us all these names and they feel super proud about it, like, we are more pure. So then I fight back on Twitter, and then all of a sudden they're like, how could you insult us? All we were doing was punching you in the face. No, that's a right-wing position. You punch, then you gotta.
Notice again, calling people right-wing. What? That's so right-wing. Shout out to Mishka. That's a great skit that she did.
Expect that I'm gonna counter, right? I don't mean you, Kid Tester. I mean, for folks who are out there, here, I'll name a name. Lance from the Serfs. He's on here all the time on the power panel, right? And he comes out and does this like.
Don't you remember when the Serfs and TYT, Majority Report were all on board, curb stomping and kicking and dismissing Force to Vote? Don't you all remember that when they were all friends? See, the thing is, they're fighting each other just for attention. Because here's the thing. A lot of these larger networks, or those that have carried water for the DNC or the establishment or neoliberalism, they know the people ain't tuning in. They know that people don't have time to be paying attention to that crap. Why is that? Because people are tired. People are angry. Why do you think the Jimmy Dore show is so successful? Why do you think RBN is knocking it out of the park? Why do you think Hard Lens Media? We've been here for so long, folks. Why do you think people are leaving? Because they got tired of the neoliberal water-carrying people for the Democratic Party. Listen, there's corporatism in this world. There's abuse and power in this world. And the thing is, a lot of you watching right now, listening to the show as you're heading to work, be sure to put some whiskey in your coffee, by the way. Look, you know what's going on. But when you have networks that are dismissive to concerns that have been brought up years ago, people are going to not tune in. And again, it's just interesting to see how now TYT and all their friends are just fighting each other.
Video about how he's so correct and oh yeah, the Young Turks, correct? No, Lance, you're not goddamn correct. Nobody elected you. The polling shows no one agrees with you.
Do you think, hey, let's have democracy in the chat. I'll stop pausing afterwards. I'll rewind it. But you think Lance is ever going to make it back on TYT power panel? Type 1 for yes, Kit. Everything will be a hunky-dory. A type 2 for oh no. Oh no.
Your 12 buddies about how he's so correct and oh yeah, the Young Turks, correct? No, Lance, you're not goddamn correct. Nobody elected you. The polling shows no one agrees with you. Your 12 buddies online, I don't care, okay? And say, oh yeah, I'm 100%. He's 99.95% correct. Oh, I'm gonna correct him. No. So don't look. You want to say, hey, I don't agree with you. God bless. You want to say, Cenk, you shouldn't say anything back because you're being rude. Come on, brother or sister. I don't know what. I
just got to be honest. I just don't really care to like collaborate with any other leftist ever again at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. No longer collaborate with any other leftist. What? Guys, that was your bread and butter. What you doing? Oh no. What, Anna?
I just don't really care to like collaborate with any other leftist ever again at this point.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at because they come on the show, they build a name for themselves.
I like how Cenk's kind of looking up and realizing, uh-oh, Anna. What'd you say now? I don't know. Or maybe he's just exhausted. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Here, I'll rewind it again. Just rewind it again.
Didn't say anything back because you're being rude. Come on, brother or sister. I don't know what. I just got to be honest.
I just don't really care to like collaborate with any other leftist ever again at this point.
No.
Yeah, that's where I'm at because they come on the show, they build a name for themselves, and then they build a bigger name for themselves, trashing us as if they don't know who we are, as if they haven't worked with us, they don't know what our actual political values are. So I
sort of like how you've gone after a lot of your former friends and people in independent media too, when they told you, hey, why are you ignoring the fact there was election fraud in 2016 and 2020? Why are you carrying water for the Democratic establishment? Hey, there's this thing called force to vote, which remember, folks, Cenk was on board for until I think it lasted for about a week until he got maybe a phone call or maybe Anna got angry. You know, maybe she said, hey, my new skirt is against it. Just throwing it out there. You guys were on board for forced to vote, and then all of a sudden, something changed. Am I wrong? Maybe yes, maybe no.
I don't, Jake, I never want to talk about them again. I never want to address them again. It's a waste of time. There's important stuff going on in the country. Our personal drama with a bunch of leftists on Twitter doesn't matter.
All right, last thing I'm gonna say on it, because you brought it up, is that I'm not the kind of guy to back down.
All right, that's the kind of guy to back down. Now, the thing is, I do want to acknowledge someone here in the live stream chat. Willow Black writes, but ultimately, I agree with Anna in this instant. And here's the thing. There's a reason why there is a fight going on. If we are to respect the pronouns and terms for others, then we should show this. Then we should show the same respect to Anna if she doesn't want to be called a birthing person, and that is true. Willa, I will agree with this. Okay, look. Obviously, I think this all could have been handled maybe privately online, private messaging, instead of just lighting a flare and say, hey, look at me, and then have a huge flame war on Twitter. But I think it's important to realize, like, hey, look, we all have different perspectives and points of view. And the thing is, Twitter is a cesspool. It's a raw sewage pipeline, okay? Hell, it's not only a pipeline, it's a pipeline that's bursted up and it's on the ground and all the crap is there to see. Will Twitter ever be a great spot again? I don't know. I don't think so. But she does have her right to an opinion. Now, should she have been as pushed hard by those on the left for her giving her 2 cents? No. Could all of this been handled better? Yeah. But then when you do a video where you're saying, oh, I don't want to work with the left no more, and then it kind of once again reestablishes something that I've been saying, and that is the progressive left, the left movement needs a massive restart button, because currently, as is, the leadership, the larger networks, the Congressional Progressive Caucus, however which way you want to call it, go back to the drawing board, because they're constantly cannibalizing. There truly is going to be a progressive movement. This whole of, oh, we're better than you, or I know better, or just constantly wailing at each other. It's not conducive for any kind of real political movement at all. At all. But hey, look, we all have our opinions. Anna shared hers. She's entitled to it, as are all of you. And I really think that the pushback she got was not right. But again, if cooler heads did prevail, if people actually did talk it out, it would not be this, bonfire from hell. That's what I would say about this. But who knows? Who knows about TYT? Whether or not they will learn their lesson or not. Whether or not they will actually be or remember who they were. But then again, hey, look, sometimes, things need to restart again. Sometimes people need to come to terms with how they've also acted, because TYT's record isn't all that clean. Maybe they'll remember, maybe not. But hey, I could leave you all with a final note. Something hilarious.
Get the off the phone! Get the off the phone! Get off the phone, you anti-woman, poor sandwich-making fuck! Get off! I'm a feminist. I'm the real feminist, bitch!
Okay.
Bitch!
No, listen. If you want to have a reasonable discussion.
Come on. We're all allowed to have a little fun here. But seriously, I'm curious to see just how this will play out for TYT in the long run, especially when you make a statement of not wanting to work with the left anymore. I'm very curious to see what the left is going to do for this election cycle and how things will play out. Who knows? It's going to be a strange new world as we enter into 2024. We'll see how things change, and we'll see how people change. Hard Lens Media will be there to cover it.